Hello, 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 social butterflies. Welcome to the Promotion Scope. Thank you for being a participant in the scope today. I appreciate you being a part of our scope. Please feel free to ask questions if you have any. Save them for the end, and I would make time to answer your questions. I can't even think today. My mind is gone. It's a long day. If you're listening to the replay, thank you for watching the replay. If you have questions, DM me and I will answer them in my DM. I'm LaShonda Hoffman, and I am your promotion strategist, and I am here today to talk to you about how to become a social butterfly. That's what I teach, how to become a social butterfly. I am the publisher of Shades of Romance magazine. We celebrate 19 years this year online, helping authors and books be read by lots and lots of readers. I'm also the author of 2 best-selling books. And today is the final part for the Social Butterfly promotion series, the final one. This is a series about getting you ready to promote your book. And we are almost at the end. For February, we've been talking about promoting the book, getting the book released, what you're supposed to do for releases and when it releases. And today is about what happens after you release it. I don't know if I have any things. My things are acting crazy. Hold on. Oh, well, okay. All right. Well, if you missed any of the 3 parts, go back and check out the replays. Hold on. My thing is still acting crazy. Kicking me out. Okay. I don't know what's going on. All right. Today is Social Butterfly Promotion 104 after the book releases. All right. Most authors don't think about what happens after the book releases. They so excited about that the book is about to release or that it released, and they don't think about what happens after releases. The days after, the months after, the year after, And so tonight we're gonna be talking about that, because just because you had a release date doesn't mean that's the end of your book. It can continue, it can go on, it can move forward. It can still get out there in front of readers after the release day. So I'm going to talk about 3 things that can happen after the book releases. Hold on, the thing is acting crazy. I can't see comment completely out. Hold on. I don't know, it's acting crazy. All right, so let's go to number 1. You can work your promotion plan, or you can create a promotion plan after the book releases. Your book didn't make the best-selling list. That's okay. We can talk about that too. And number 3, look at what you've done with your promotion and get what are the results of that. So release day is over. It's over. It's done. You survived it. You sold some books. You met some new people. So now the hard work starts. Yep, that promotion plan that you created, that you got ready before this release, it is time to work it. If you have a plan, then you're going to be focusing on each action step that you have. If you've done the promotion plan that I teach, you got your steps ready for each month. You're going to be doing different things to get yourself out there more. This is the best way to handle your book release, is to do step by step. Get you something that you focus on. When you try and do everything, you get overwhelmed and you end up stopping. And so that's why I talk about doing bite-sized promotion, little bitty pieces at a time to get yourself out there. Now, if you're saying, LaShonda, girl, I ain't got no promotion plan. This is the time to sit down and create one, because you want to continue selling your book. So you want it out there. You want it in front of people. You want it to get in front of the most people it can get in front of, but you got to have a plan. And so you want to sit down and work your plan. Get my book, talk to me, sit it down and get that plan together. You want to create a strategy to get your book in front of new readers. If you had a plan and one of your goals was to make the best-selling list and you go, LaShonda, it didn't happen. It didn't. I tried and it didn't make it there. I know that's kind of tough to handle. It's hard. You thinking, oh, I'm going to at least hit my Amazon best-selling list. My dream was the New York Times best-selling list, but I was hoping at least to get on Amazon, top 5, something, LaShonda, and it didn't happen. That's your lifelong dream. It didn't happen. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. I know you're disappointed. I was when my book first launched and it didn't hit no list. I was like, what? I didn't hit list. As my husband said, really? You seriously thought that was going to happen? Yes, I did. But that's okay. I survived. If you got comments for me, I'm sorry. It's not showing me the comments. So I'm going to have to go back and look at it. I don't know what's going on, but we'll move forward. I thought, well, my book was good enough. Why didn't I sell enough, to make my dream? So don't beat up yourself. That's one lesson. Don't beat yourself up. Not every book makes the list. I talked about that the other day, how there's big time authors who have never made any list, but they still sell books. People still love them. So it's not that big of a deal if you didn't make it. You'll be all right. You'll survive. So think about it. Did you have a plan? Did you work that plan? Or did you just wait on things to happen that I got a book, here they come? Were you consistent with your promotion? Did you just put it out there and say, hey, Or were you really consistent, being consistent with it? Did you sell books? Because sometimes you didn't sell enough, to get on the list. So did you sell some? Think about that. That's a good thing. If you sold some books, great. That means you sold some books. Yay. You can't make the list if you aren't selling books, right? So you got to sell some books, right? So I want you to revisit your why you want to be on this list, because that's very important. Because, when you first start out, you're like, I want to be on this list. I want to be on this list. I want to do this, But just know that best-selling lists don't always make millionaires. I've interviewed a whole bunch of authors who made the best-selling list, and they still got the day job. So, yes, you might make a little money, but you are not finna beat on that list and then you quit your job tomorrow. It just doesn't happen that way. You got to build up to it, So don't get so upset about it. But when I sit with clients, I ask them, why is it that you want to be on the best-selling list? Is it because everybody else is on it? Or why? Why is it, why you want to be on there? Why is this list important to you? What will the list do for your books? Because just because you're on a list doesn't mean it's going to take you different steps. So you want to know what's going to happen if you are on these lists, and what happens if you don't make the list. Will you survive? Will you explode? All right. So if you still want to make the list after thinking about your why, I'm here to say you still have time. Yay! To make the list. You do. You still have time to make the list. When my book released, it didn't make the best-selling list. I was mad. I was like, excuse me, I'm LaShonda Hoffman. What do you mean my book didn't make the list? Nobody knew me. I thought they did, but hey, it happens, So my feelings a little hurt, yes. But I decided that I was not going to let that stop me from putting my book out there. I was going to move these books. I wanted to sell some more books. Some people bought some books. I didn't hit the list, but I know that somebody needed that book. And so I had to get up, motivate myself, look at my promotion plan and say, what's step 2? All right, let's do step 2. What's step 3? Let's do step 3. What's step 4? And that's what I did. I hit that plan. I hit the plan. I hit the plan. And I hit the plan. And I kept moving it up. And I kept moving up. So guess what? By the second month after the release, I made the list. I told you about that story. So go back and listen to the replay. I tell you about how I made the list and I almost missed it because I was too busy trying to be number 1. So you can make the list. You can make the list. I made the list 2 years later. Bam! My book had been out 2 years and I was on the list again. And so here you go. You can make the list. You just have to have a plan. You just got to figure out how you're going to do it. What you're going to do to move these books. Because that's all about the list. Moving some books. Getting some people to buy those books. Getting those people to move that list up. So I had a plan. I worked it. And I was consistent with my promotion. I didn't promote once a week. I didn't promote once a month. I was getting myself out there. I was meeting people. I was doing interviews. I was asking for the reviews. I was doing it. And you can too. So think about that when you're working on this. What can you do to get there? All right. So look at what you've done with your promotion. That's the third step. Look at what you've done with your promotion after your book releases. I believe in promotion. I believe in it. I believe in it. But I also believe that promotion is all about results. You can't get results if you're not promoting. When you what you put into your promotion is what you get back. I hear people all the time, oh, I ain't got time to promote. And then they say, I ain't selling books. I don't have time. I'm not selling books. guess what? They go together. They do. If you don't have time, you're not going to sell books. So you got to make some time to get yourself out there. Even if it's once a week, then that's all you got. That's what you got to work with. You can't get mad and say, well, that's all I got. LaShonda, it's once a week. Okay, what can we do once a week to get yourself out there? You won't sell tons and tons of books, but you will sell some books. You will sell some. And so after you got once a week, then let's take that once a week. You got Saturday morning. Let's take Saturday morning. What we going to do to get ourselves out there to make these book sales? What we going to do? And maybe you don't have time to be on social media, but you can do one vending thing a month. Go vend. Go sell some books. You sold 20 books the last time you vended. Maybe you'll sell 40 books the next time. That's something to get yourself out there. That's promotion. And you feel good about it. And you go, hey, this month I've sold 40 books. It's some people who don't sell one book. So think about that. What are you doing to get the results that you want? If you want to sell lots of books, you got to put in to get that lots of books back. Sales back, okay? My formula for making the best-selling list is this. You need a promotion plan. Action steps to get your book in front of new readers. You got to do it. You need a promotion schedule. Again, you need a calendar to work your plan. If you got 1 day a week, then that calendar should say 1 day a week, what you doing, what's going on, where are you going to be, what you going to be doing. And then you got to be consistent with your promotion. So, okay, for me, I said I want to be on Periscope once a week, every week. Okay. All right. I'm being consistent. That is what I'm doing. I am here. I told you I'm going to be here, and I'm here. You don't tell me you're going to be here and then I see you 3 months later. That's not being consistent with your promotion. Get a plan, work it. Then see what works for you. If it worked, keep doing it. If it didn't, move it and work with the stuff that works. And you repeat the cycle. You repeat the cycle. It's just a cycle. You're just going back and forth with it. But you are being consistent. Most writers stop being consistent because they think they got to do a lot of stuff. You don't have to do a lot of stuff. If all you can do is one thing is send a newsletter out, send that newsletter out. But know that the newsletter is not going to sell a whole bunch of books. So know that. Know that if you're only doing one thing, it's not going to sell a whole bunch of books. So know that when you're doing your promotion. If you can sell 3 books, bam. Okay, that's my goal. I'm going to sell 3 books. Bam. My book has been out for almost 4 years. So if I sell 1 book, I'm happy because it's been out 4 years. Sometimes the flow just goes on. I'm not going to sell 20 books a month. I already know that. I'm okay with that. So when I get that little $6 royalty check, I'm like, yes, that promotion I'm doing, yes, somebody's saying it. Because if nothing is happening, if you're getting zipped, crickets, nothing, then that promotion is not working. And guess what you got to do? You got to go find something else to do. You got to go do something else. You got to go to a vendoring if you ain't doing vendoring. You got to go to an event if you're not doing events. You got to get off of Facebook if that's all you doing. If all you doing is one thing and nothing is resulting from that, guess what? You just continue. What's that say? Insanity. That's insanity. Keep doing the same thing and get no results. Get some results. Get some results. So I've learned that the more people who know about my book, the more sales I make. So if I make 10 sales for the month, I'm happy because I've told somebody to buy about my book. If I don't say anything the whole month, guess what happens? Probably nothing. I ain't getting that $5 royalty check. Nobody's coming through, And so you got to make sure that you're being consistent. Be consistent after the book sells. Your mission is to introduce your book to as many readers as you can. Readers only buy from who they know. They don't know about you. They don't know nothing about your book. They're not buying it. They're not going to go look for it because they don't know it exists. That's what promotion is about, letting people know that you and your book exist. That's the social butterfly. Let people see that you have wings. You can't be a butterfly and nobody sees your wings. You just, I'm a butterfly, LaShonda. What color are your wings? Can I see them? Are you still in the cocoons? Like, nobody coming in here. No, get out and showcase them. Let people know who you are. Let people know what your book is about. My book is all about promotion, making it fun, getting yourself out there. Old school promotion. Yes, I talk about social media, but it's old school promotion. Things to do to get yourself out there. Not hard stuff. Making a newsletter, having a website, doing a blog, doing interviews. This is basic stuff that you do in promotion. But people forget about that because they think we got social media and that's all we got to do. But social media is just one thing. I give you 26 things to do. So pick one, do it. It don't work. That didn't work for me, LaShonda. Bam, pick another one. Boom, do it. If that didn't work for you, do it again. Here are things to do when your book releases. So you want to be meeting new readers daily. You want to be sending out scheduled promotions. You know, some that you pay for, some that you do for free. You want to be active on social media. Pick 2 or 3 social media places and be active on there so people can see you, so you can meet people. Do stuff offline. Say your questions for the end, and then I'll come back and answer them. You want to, and thank you. you want to be online and offline. One of my biggest mistakes when I started my magazine was I stayed online. I didn't get offline. So nobody in St. Louis knows my magazine exists because I did everything online. I don't recommend it. Get into your community. Let them know who you are. Let you be the star in your community. Are you blogging? That's another thing you need to do. Are you blogging? Do some blogging. Introduce your book through your blog. Are you doing interviews? Have you been interviewed by magazines? Have you been interviewed on podcasts? Get in front of new people. This is how you get in front of new people, by blogging, by doing interviews. Somebody needs to know. You can't keep doing the same thing. Are you getting reviews? If you're not getting reviews, that means you're not asking for them. You're not asking people to do it. You're not meeting new people who want to review your books. Are you keeping up with your numbers? This is very important when you first start out with your books. You want to know how many books have you sold. If you haven't sold any books, then that's very important. You need to know that. How many new people are following you? That's how you know you're building your readership, by how many people are following you on your social media. How many people have signed up for your mailing list? What did the sales results happen with your promotion? Did you get any dings on it? Did you get crickets? How many sales did you do with your paid promotion? How do you know if you made any sales? How do you know? Make sure you have that. Do people market their books on LinkedIn? Yes, they do. Go on LinkedIn. Check it out. You see people. I see books on there all the time. Okay, and then what I was just telling you, the cycle starts all over again. You start working on the next book. You continue promoting your new book. And then you watch for your results. That's it. And you start all over again. You start all over again. You know, it's... The book, after the book releases, is probably the hardest time for a writer because they go into a slump because they expect to sell millions of books after that release date. And it doesn't happen that way. You know, it takes time. Some people say if you're an indie author, the most an indie author sells is 200 books. So if you went over 200 books with your book release, that's fantastic. Now, let's see if you can sell 200 more, because that's the average. You know, you want to go higher and higher. Then that's why I say look at your numbers. You want to know what you're doing, how you're getting up there. Most people don't sell that many books, you know, an indie author. So it's hard. That's why they're constantly writing more books, because you got to get out there. If you just got one book, I got one book. After a while, people like, look, girl, I need you to move on. What else you got? So you don't want to be like me, the one-hit wonder. You want more books. I'm working on it. It just takes time. But you got to think about, you know, and I think about, it's still people out there that don't know anything about the book, even though it's been out for 4 years. Somebody doesn't know. So I'm constantly telling people about the book, you know, because if somebody will say, every time I think I'm done promoting, somebody will say, oh, you wrote a book? Really? That's what you think in your head. Everybody knows I got a book. But no, they don't. Everybody does not know you have a book. Do you know how many books there are out here to look at? How many are out here in the world? Don't think that. Don't think that you the only person that's got a book, because there's a whole bunch of people out there. So you competing with everybody that has a book. They got to find out about your book. They got to find out what's good about your book. Then you got to tell them again because they forgot. Oh, you had a book? What's it about? So don't think that everybody knows about your book. That's the biggest mistake that most writers do. They think that, oh, I told everybody on my Facebook page. They know. I did it last month. I got 5,000 something people on my thing. I bet you probably half of them don't even know I have a book because I probably didn't pop up in their feed. You know, so the feed is moving constantly. You know, they change the algorithm all the time. And so you got to think about that. Think about that. Somebody doesn't know about your book if you're on social media. Somebody doesn't know about your book if you're at an event. Everybody at that event don't even know you exist. They're like, oh, who is she? Who is LaShonda? What she do? I've had people say that. Oh, you have a magazine? How long have you done it? And when I say 18 years, they look at me like, what? Well, how come I don't know about it? Exactly. Why don't you? But I ain't on my job. I got to get on my job. Here's my card. Hey, check out the magazine. Here's a link to get a free copy of it. Bam. I'm promoting it because somebody at that event didn't know. So remember that. These are 3 things that happen after your book releases. You need to work your plan. Don't pretend like you ain't got a plan because you got one because we talked about it. If you don't have a plan, then you need to be creating one because you got to the end of the year. Just because it was February 22nd, the book came out, you still got to December 31st to sell books. That's a long time. What you going to be doing to sell your books? That's your plan. Your book didn't make the best-selling list. You can make the best-selling list for the rest of the year. How? Working that plan. So don't sit on it. Then you want to look at what you've done with your promotion. If you spend 3 months putting books in a group and nobody clicked that link that you put in the group, guess what? You need to move on. Don't keep doing that. It's not working. You're wasting time promoting in a space that don't care. Move on to the next one. Move on to the next thing on your list. If that says, okay, that didn't work, let me try some interviews. Let me get an interview each month. Let me do some podcasts. Let me do some newsletters. Let me do some group interviews. They have me as the author of the day. Try something else. Because if that's not working, check it out. Look at it. What was the results? I'll say you did an interview with LaShonda Hoffman. 5 people came over and signed up for your mailing list because of the interview. Okay, great. That worked. Next time I have to put her on the list, I'm going to do an interview with LaShonda because that worked. Oh, she got a podcast. Let me see if I could do a book brag with the podcast. See what happens. Oh my God, I was on the podcast and this lady said she heard the podcast and she invited me to be on her show. Bam. That worked. Okay. You putting in groups, dinging for 2 hours every day and nobody, you getting crickets for 3 months. That didn't work. It didn't work. And it's okay. That just didn't work for you. It might work for that romance writer. Everybody and their mama's dinging her stuff. But maybe your science fiction book didn't work for them. Move on. Find something new. That's the best thing I can tell you with promotion is to find something new. Because if you don't find something new, you're going to keep doing the same old stuff. You're going to get the same results. Results don't change just because you want them to. They don't. I wish they would. But, you're like, okay, it's not going to work. All right. So the cycle starts all over again. You start working on your next book. You continue promoting your new book. And you watch your results. You watch your results to see what you get. So I hope this Social Butterfly promotion series was helpful for you. If you just join in, catch the replay. If you share this with your communities. Social Butterflies believe in sharing and helping each other out. So share it with your social butterflies you know. Next month, I will be doing a series on finding the fun in promotion because I hear that all the time. Promotion is not fun, LaShonda. It is. If you make it, this is fun. I like doing this. So find something that you like to do. So join me next week. We will be talking about the fun in promotion. Next month, I want to tell you something exciting that I'm doing. I am opening the Social Butterfly membership. It's a training portal that I created for you to learn how to do online promotion. It's all about all the different workshops that I've done, all the videos that I've done, all the books that I've created, ebooks I've created, and workbooks I've created, all in this one little lovely portal called the Social Butterfly Membership. You will have the option to use the membership by yourself. You can go in there and read stuff, or watch some videos, or watch some workshops at your own pace, or you can join me twice a month. We'll have a mastermind call where you get to talk to me. You get to ask your questions if you got questions. I help you create your strategic plan to get yourself out there. All my social butterflies who've been on the mastermind call have been very successful in getting themselves out there, getting out of their cocoon, because most of them are a little shy about promoting. But once they come to this mastermind, they just blow up. They start showcasing their wings. And I'm inviting you to join the membership. If you're interested, DM me and I will be sending you the link when it goes live. I'm still working on a couple of things on there, and hopefully it'll be going live this weekend. But if you're interested in joining the Social Butterfly membership, hit me up, let me know, and I'll send you a link to when it goes live. I want to thank you for scoping with me today. If you have any questions, or if I didn't answer your question, put it in the comments right now and I will answer them. I thought I couldn't see comments, but it looks like it's coming through again. So if you have comments, if you have questions, this is the time to do it. I want to say I appreciate everyone who came and listened to this series with me. I had a good time sharing with you, and I hope you got some good tips on how to get ready for your book release, because you want to be ready for your book release. You don't want to just put it out there in hopes for the best. I see so many people who do that. They put, oh, my book is on Amazon, so what else you doing? That's it. No, we want books to sell. So you got to get ready. You got to be ready for the book release, and then you got to be ready for when the book is done, it's out there, and everybody knows about it. Now you got to really do the work. And that's what I talked about tonight. You really got to get out there and tell people about it. You really got to get out there and let people know it's out on Amazon, or it's out at Barnes and Noble, it's out at all these bookstores. Let people know. You can't wait on them to think about it, because it's not going to happen. Is it good to, hold on a sec, I seen one thing it said. Is it good to promote where, how come it's not holding it up? Oh, I thought it was going to let me out. All right. Is it good to promote where people usually don't promote your genre? No. If people don't promote theirs, there's a reason why. Don't be that person, well, it's a book, everybody buy it. No, that's not how I work with readers. If they don't read science fiction, they don't want to hear about it. I just had somebody that she did a book, and that's what the readers wanted. They didn't want that, so they're not going to buy it. So you need to be where your genre is, where the people are. That's your homework. You got to know where your readers are, where they're hanging out at. You wouldn't go to a science fiction show and you sell suspense romance. Unless it's got some science fiction in there, people are going to look at you like, well, what's the science fiction part of it? You got to have something in there that's going to attract those people if you're going somewhere different, you know. And so if you're just thinking, oh, because it's a reader, don't be disappointed if you go and try something and it's, you get nothing. You get nothing. I was just telling somebody about, I've gone to events and they got 50 writers there, and I'm thinking, oh, my book is for writers. I'm going to rack up. But think about it. If you're at a vending table, how do you get up? Unless you got somebody with you. So bring a partner. I always say that too. Bring a partner so you can get up to go to the bathroom or to go and say hi to somebody else. But most vendors don't get up. So they ain't got time to come and check out my book. I can take it over there to them and say, hey, you want to, this is my book or whatever. But no. So don't. You can try it and see. I always say, hey, once is a good lesson. If it works, then it works. What I tell you, if it works, keep doing it. If it don't, move it on out. Move it on out. It's the only question I had. Hold on, let me look. See. I think I answered that one. Who did people do people market on LinkedIn? Yes, there's a bunch of groups on LinkedIn. You just have to find them. I promote on LinkedIn all the time. I get a lot of comments from writers. I get comments from readers. And so, yes, people use it, but, you know, a lot of people use LinkedIn to find jobs. So I get that a lot too. But I would say, I always say, go research where you want to promote it. Go check it out. If you're going to pay somebody to promote from you, check out what they do. Do they reach your audience? Because, you know, a lot of people get on BookBub and they're all excited about being on BookBub, and then they put their book out there, but they haven't done the research. So you're going to sell your book. Is that your audience? Does BookBub have your audience, or does BookBub have the numbers? People look at numbers versus the audience. If you are trying to reach people who sell romances, you want to get on the BookBub listing that's for romances. You don't want to get on the listing because it's the cheapest listing. It's still readers. No, because they might hate romance, who you going on that list for. So make sure that you do your research when it comes to paid promotion, free promotion, anything. Just because people have the numbers, that does not mean that is your audience. When you're going to do an interview or a podcast or on a radio show, make sure that that's your audience, because you get on there and it's men who like football and basketball, and you talking about a track. They like, why is this person on here? We talking about football today. We ain't talking about track. So you want to make sure that the audience is right for you. You don't just say yes to stuff and then that's not your audience. Even when you go into events, make sure your audience is there, because it's nothing like sitting at a vendor table and everybody passing you by because they want to get to that person who got the Spanish book and you got the book about shoes. Make sure your audience is there. You know, especially you paying big money for tables, you want to make sure that your audience is there all the time. Don't go to stuff just to be going to stuff. Make sure that the people are there that's going to buy your book, because you want to go home empty-handed. You don't want to go home with the same amount of books you brought there. It's very sad when you have to do that. I've done it, and I was mad. Because I didn't check out who the audience was. I went because it was an event and I was all excited, but I was a newbie. So I'm telling you all my newbie mistakes that I made. Don't do it. All right, so thank you again for being on the scope with me today. I appreciate you taking time to learn about book promotion, because it's something that you have to learn. You don't know it automatically. You have to learn it. And it takes time. It's a process. And you get better with it with each book that you put out. You know, you get better with it. You learn what works for you. You learn what doesn't work for you. I have people who say they promote only on the weekends, and it works for them. That's great. If it works for you, do it. If it doesn't, what I say, move it on out. Move it on out. If you have some topics that you would like me to cover in this scope, please send them to me. I want to talk about stuff that you want to learn about, not what LaShonda wants to learn about, what you want to learn about. If you're watching the replay and have questions, DM me. I answer questions in the DM. Go ahead. I'm not one of those people who doesn't like instant messaging. I do. I love instant messaging. I'll talk to you. As long as you don't send me a chain letter, we cool. This is LaShonda Hoffman, your promotion strategist. I want to thank you for being here with me. If you don't have my book, bam, Building Online Relationships, One Reader at a Time, get your copy when you get off this scope. Go download your copy and start working. And guess what? If you buy a copy of this book, you get a free 30-minute session with me, a virtual tea with me. So you gotta prove you got it, though. Don't be trying to play me. All right, get your copy. bit.ly at BORLCH. Go to Amazon or go to my site and you can order it. LaShondaHoffman.com. Before you get off social media today, I want you to showcase your wings. Let everybody know you have a book. Tell them about your book. If you don't have a book and you have a product, tell them about your product. Don't be that fly on the wall. Be the social butterfly you're meant to be. And you have a great evening. And guess what? I'll see you on the net.